Good people, what is going on? Another episode of the All Go podcast. I'm your host, Desmond. Thanks for tuning in. Talking about the beatdown that the Michigan Wolverines put on the Ohio State Buckeyes. 45-23 was the final score. Actually, pretty similar score-wise from last year's game, but just an impressive win. I mean, that cannot be overstated when you're talking about the Michigan Wolverines. You're on the road, in a hostile environment is an understatement, but you're playing a team that has you circled on the calendar. Like, this has been a game that Ohio State has been looking for because they want revenge, because you embarrassed them last year in Ann Arbor. And they were the number 2 team in the country. Some people mentioned that some people felt the best team in the country as far as the Buckeyes go. Also you look at it, you didn't have your best player, which to me is Blake Corum. I think Blake Corum is the best player on Michigan's football team, and I also think he was Heisman Trophy worthy. I think not playing in the game, Saturday, he had, I think, 1 or 2 carries, but you could tell he wasn't right, and kudos to him for giving it a shot. The dude is a warrior, so he definitely deserves credit there. But you don't have your best player on offense, and then defensively, one of your leaders, one of your stars on defense, and Mike Morris, you didn't have him yesterday either. So you're coming into the game without your fastball. As far as the Blake Corum injury, yes, they have Donovan Edwards, who was, who's the backup running back. Really, they're almost 2 starters, but nonetheless, he even missed the last game against Illinois with a hand injury. So it's not as if he's coming into the game rolling and just in rhythm and ready to roll. For Michigan, it was, a bit of a back and forth game in the first half. One questionable decision that I looked at was Jim Harbaugh. Michigan won the toss, and he actually deferred. He kicked it to give Ohio State's offense the ball first. And, honestly, I thought that was the wrong call. I thought for Michigan, the way that they typically play offense, that you want to get ahead in the game. You don't want to be chasing points. You want to be able to start the game off going up 7-0 or 3-0 and going from there. And I thought it was a bad decision, but nonetheless, Ohio State does go out, score a touchdown first. Really impressive drive. And, C.J. Stroud looked pretty dialed in at that point on that first drive. And Michigan, just never went away. They think they got 3 on their first drive. Ended up being, what was the score at halftime? 24-20, something like that. And then, in the second half, it was just, Michigan offensively was something that we haven't seen them do all season. It was aggressive, downfield passing. JJ had a terrific game. He started off a little shaky. I was a little worried about him early, but he just turned it on. And he may be one of those kids where you look at it and you just say he's just a gamer. I'm not quite sure yet, but just a great performance and a huge win. Up until this point, there's not a better win in college football. Not even close. What Georgia did to Oregon, not even close to the same thing. It was terrific. Kudos to Michigan. They went out and kicked butt. And really, when you look at it now, I think the 4 teams that are in the top 4 is probably going to be our college football playoff. That's what I think, but we'll see what happens. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Appreciate it. Peace.